It's finally the end of the work week. Thank God it's Friday, pero syempre di pa rin nagtatapos ang action dito sa 5th season ng Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. We're coming to you live from the Cuneta Astrodome in Pasay City. For our last game, we feature Achi Inigo and the Caloocan Batang Kankaloo. He will be going up against his younger brother Axel Inigo and the rest of the Pasay Voyagers for the 9th time this season. The Cuneta Astrodome, the Pasay Voyagers rather, will be trying to defend their home floor against the Caloocan Batang Kankaloo. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Nabi Palanya here, joined by Coach Christian Luanzon. Now, Coach, let's focus on the Pasay Voyagers. They're playing here on their home floor, but they've suffered 3 heartbreaking losses. Actually, puro double-digit yung mga losses nila. How will they be able to come out of this slump?
And they were trying to redeem themselves in the last game, which they played here against Pasig and still lost that one. But it's not a matter of home court or being away anymore. It's been a struggle for them and quite a bad timing, kumbaga, because as we mentioned in the earlier games, this is the time wherein you want to be at your best, at your peak or at your best form. Certainly, Pasay is not, but still, it's a new day. It's the weekend, and I'm sure they want to have a blastful weekend, just like any other, spectator, just like us.
That's right. All right, to introduce the third member of our broadcast panel, it's Miss Sam Coloso. Now, Sam, both of these teams are on losing streaks. How did they approach or prepare for this game?
Javi, though Pasay did experience 3 heartbreaking losses and their first loss dito sa kanilang home court, Coach Marlon Martin is happy because he sees that his team is more accountable and responsible. 11 daw natatapos ang practice pero hanggang 12:30, nagsushooting pa daw ang kanyang players. So we'll see if that hard work pays off in their game for today. Pero ito nga, dalawang kapatid ang magtatapat sa larong ito. Napaka-exciting at madami silang supporters. Kaya basahin natin ang kanilang comments and suggestions dito sa MPBL Shoutouts. Sabi ni Emma Ray Panagiton, my 2 favorite players and team will be playing against each other. Good luck, Achi Inigo with Team Caloocan Batang Kankaloo and Axel Inigo with Team Pasay Voyagers. I love you both. Naku, mukhang solid supporter itong si Emma. Ito naman galing kay Marlo Bulan Marquez, the battle of the Inigo brothers at the Cuneta Astrodome. Ayan na nga guys, an exciting battle coming our way. Happy, Coach Christian.
Well, what can you say, Coach, about the matchup between these 2 brothers here for this game?
All I can say is that we lack exposure dahil wala tayong comment tungkol sa atin. Now, kidding aside, obviously, this is not only a team matchup but a family one. It's going to be interesting to me kung ano yung naging usapan prior to this game at ano yung magiging usapan pagkatapos nito.
Definitely so.
May magbabayad ba na kakainin yung mga ganun things?
Well, the Inigo family always in support of these 2 brothers na pag naglalaro sila, lagi yan nanonood ang Inigo family. Now, mapapanood nyo ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino on MPTV Channel 98 on Signal as well as on our Facebook and YouTube channels. And maya-maya, nasa 1PH rin tayo. Now, let's talk about the previous games of both squads. Unahin na natin dyan ang away team, the Caloocan Batang Kankaloo. Now, this game, their last game against the Quezon Husker, against the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards, rather, they played on their home floor and actually, they played very good defense. They kept in step with Nueva Ecija in this game. Kaya lang, they lost steam in the end. There was a lot of plays during the end game where it was a lot of individual offense, a lot of one-on-one plays, stagnant offensive sets that made it easier for Nueva Ecija to defend them. And that's why hindi na sila nakatama dun sa dulo.
A lot of similarities in terms of the 2 losses, by Pasay, which we'll get into later, and also nitong Caloocan. You see the numbers right here. Both teams shooting the same, 33 to 34. Free throws lamang ng konti Nueva Ecija. And as you mentioned, dikit yung larong to hanggang the 3 quarters. Espinas carried the load in that first half. 9 of his 12 points in the first half. The only thing is, Nueva Ecija reserved their best quarter in the 4th. Had 26 points in that quarter, led by Jonathan Oyloans, 8 of the 10 points nung quarter na yon. And itong Caloocan just fell short in that game.
Even Byron Villarias was able to hit a big shot down the stretch. Was able to seal the deal para sa Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards in that game. Now, tawid naman tayo sa kabilang panig. Let's talk about the last game of the Pasay Voyagers. This game against Pasig City MCW Sports here, and this was their first loss on their home floor. They're usually invincible here at the Cuneta Astrodome, but that was a different case in that matchup against Pasig City. Coach Boyd Fernandez, in his words, made sure that Pasay would get their first home loss of this season.
Again, similar to Caloocan, itong Pasay led after the first quarter. The game was deadlock after 2 quarters. The only difference is that medyo tumupi na itong Pasay nung third quarter. They gave up the highest scoring for Pasig in that third quarter, allowing Pasig to score 21, and at the same time scoring their lowest output of that game with only 11. Na baka kilala mo to. Led by si Castelo, had 10 of his 18 points in the third quarter. And guess what? Ang naging kalamangan nila after 3 quarters, 10 rin. And made a huge difference. Hindi na nakahabol itong Pasay. Ayun, 3 sunod na pagkatalo. Bounce back na ang hinahanap ngayon.
Well, you know, Pasay, that was actually their best performance among those 3 losses in their losing streak. So let's see if the tides will change here in this game against the Caloocan Batang Kankalu. So which team will be able to stop their losing skids? Malalaman natin yan in just a bit. Miguel Parade, take it away.
For Caloocan Batang Kankalu. Starting at guard, number 29, Joko Tayongtong. Also at guard, number 7, Jeremy Cabanag. Starting at center, number 16, June Bonsubre. At forward, number 8, Jaggy Laude. And the other forward, number 26, Real Cervantes. Head coach for Caloocan Batang Kankalu is Ronnie Dohilio. Assistant coaches Carla Nuza, Hector Serrano, Peter Santamaria. Team manager Mac Robert Di Chandu. Team owners are Dennis Flores and Caloocan Congressman Oka Malapitan. Now, Pasay City, get on your feet, because it's time to meet the starting 5 of your Pasay Voyagers. Starting at center, number 7, Jeric Serrano. At forward, number 9, AJ Coronel. Also at forward, number 13, Dr. Fly, Don Reverente. Starting at guard, number 1, Lawrence Victoria. And the other guard, number 5, Axel Inigo. Head coach for your Pasay Voyagers is Marlon Keith Martin. Assistant coaches Vic Escudero, Windel Cadiz, and Adrian Bucal. Team manager Paulo Ryan Aban. Team owners are Mickey Ligot, Raul Bacalso, Lavin Castro, J.D. Castro, and Lian Calixto Rubiano. Referees for this ball game are Alan Manzano.
Your primary protagonists for this game between Pasay and Caloocan, the Batang Kankalu, will be beginning with Joko Tayongtong, Jeremy Cabanag, June Bonsubre, Jogi Laude, and Real Cervantes. For the home squad, the Pasay Voyagers, it's Axel Inigo, Renz Victoria, Jeric Serrano, Don Reverente, and Councilor AJ Coronel. We are now underway here. Pasay wins the opening tip. And I'm seeing a new guy on that Pasay bench. It's former Zamboanga assistant coach Hubert De Los Santos.
So it's an upgrade para sa Pasay. Interesting time as first possession of the game is a strip, but Pasay will maintain possession. Same lineup for starting 5 rather for Caloocan in the last game, and a little bit of a tweak for Pasay. Serrano starting for Marlon Gomez.
Gomez has come off the bench
Mostly. Yeah.
this season. Coach Marlon Martin has been putting a lot of trust in Jeric Serrano recently, especially wanting to speed up the game.
Well, in the games where they were 7-0 here, I believe he was the starting 5 or maybe 4 for Pasay, and had a huge impact, especially on the defensive end.
Empty possession for Pasay. Here's Caloocan, that's Bonsubre getting into the lane but missing on the shot. Victoria trying to get separation from Jeremy Cabanag. Offensive rebound for Don Reverente. Sets the screen for Axel Inigo. Barely grazes iron. Coronel gets another possession. Almost an errant pass picked off. Reverente, third serving for Pasay. Sidestep, draws the foul. He will take 2 shots.
So we talked about the impact of Serrano. How about making the first stop? Able to keep in step on a strong drive by Bonsubre. Able to recover and challenge. Gets the stop. And able to get a hand in on the offensive rebound, and which led to these free throws by Don Reverente.
Reverente, a member of our 1,000 points club and 1,000 rebounds club.
And it's also the top member of our, congratulations by the way, to Sedelf Tupas, the top member of the Sedelf Tupas club.
Yes, I wouldn't want to comment on that, all right?
I'm just gonna stop at that because I don't want to take away the spotlight kay paring Sedelf. Congratulations sa'yo, pare.
Definitely.
Pasalubong namin, ha. Size 13 ako.
Si Coach Luis, sabi niya, magpasalubong daw si Boss Sedelf ng baka eh.
Hindi ba dapat, gatas?
Gatas ng baka pala dapat. 3-point shot, that's a miss. Reverente with the board. No score yet in this game para sa Batang Kangkaloo. Inigo calls out the play for the pink shirts. Victoria, good ball denial by Jeremy Cabanag. They finally get it to Lawrence. Victoria will take it from the outside. That's long, but Subre grabs the rebound. Tayong Tong attacks Axel Inigo. Could not get into the basket. Joko, second attempt inside the lane. This time with the left hand. That's good.
Well, he had to work hard truly for that shot. Started outside, then inside, then went out back again, top of the key. And ball screen action went all the way to the cup.
When Subre shows on the pick and roll defense, Inigo gets the rock. Cross-court pass. Victoria still could not knock it down. The tip goes to Junjun Bonsubre.
A slow start for Victoria, one of the leading scorers of the squad. 0 for 3 to start the game.
A miss by Tayong Tong. AJ Coronel now has been playing a lot of point forward this season para kay Coach Marlon Martin. Victoria working the two-man game with Don Reverente. Pass inside. Caloocan could not complete the steal. Reverente has to take it. He knew it was off, but he couldn't track it down. Cabanag leaking out.
That's a weak pass by Bonsubre.
Coronel playing the passing lanes. Reverente.
Jump hook.
This time he will not be denied.
Gotta love players who have that shot. It is the most unstoppable shot in basketball. If you don't believe me, try to call Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the second leading scorer in the history of the NBA.
He held the distinction of being the leading scorer of the league.
And he had a harder shot, the sky hook.
Yeah, for years. And imagine, he had to develop that because the NCAA banned the dunk. Right?
Right, yes. Yes.
Because he was too dominant. That's how strong he was. There's a hook shot by Don Reverente. But the sky hook in particular, wala masyado nang gumagawa these days, no?
It's a harder shot because you have no choice but to take the shot since you're going off one leg. But comparing to a jump hook as Serrano hits the jumper top of the key, it allows you to create separation compared to a 2 feet jump hook. But still, tough to stop. I mean, Mac Cardona made millions, millions out of that one move. He's still making money up to this day with that shot. Injured nga lang ngayon.
Yeah, just a pity that he was out with a mandibular fracture.
Oh, nakita ko siya kanina. Yeah, I was able to clarify that. Ano, yung ngipin pala niya. Ngipin pala niya. Kaya ang tagal niyang mawawala nga daw. He wasn't even too happy about it when I asked. Parang pissed off pa siya. Kahit galing pa sila sa panalo nun, kanina.
You know, he's a guy who always loves to compete on the floor and he hates when he's not there to be with his teammates and actually contribute para sa kanilang kupunan. He's a guy who always wants a piece of the action.
Barakel getting also a piece of the action with a foul though on Don Reverente.
Pinasok na dito ni Coach Toto De Hilio ang kanyang 1-2 punch.
Kasabay si Espinas.
Joggy Laude defending AJ Coronel. Serrano takes it from the outside. That's long. 3-point shot has not fallen yet here in this game for Pasay. Espinas in his usual side of the floor.
Now, this is a terrible call to me. Because clearly Serrano moved his feet very well. And then Espinas was just out of control.
Yeah, it just really seemed he lost his balance by himself. Raquel receives the inbound. Matched up against Don Reverente. Serrano is there to help.
Excellent help.
Cabanag follow a jumper. He has been excellent for Caloocan this season.
And the bailout also to get open and bail Baracael out after that terrific help side by Serrano. Caloocan scores on that jumper.
5-4. Pasay up by 1. Serrano trying to get position against Espinas. Instead, they go to Axel Inigo. Airballs that 3-point shot.
That's his shot though. On the move. The only thing though is that usually, at least to my eyes, he would come from the side to the top. It's a different movement when you're coming from down all the way up. Kailangan mo kontrahin yung momentum mo galing sa baba.
That's a very good physics lesson but from Coach Christian Luanzon.
Try it. Kaya usually short yung magiging tira mo kasi kailangan mo i-counter yung momentum mo.
Yeah, no, sorry because I wasn't given a lot of plays during my
Pwede
playing
pa humabol. Marami ng mga 40 below, 30 above liga ngayon.
Grabe naman, nalagay mo agad sa 40 below.
Pero 40 below nga eh. Oh, di ba? Kasama doon yung 25,
Tama,
30, oh, 40 below.
22 pa lang ako eh.
Yan.
6-5 is the score. Caloocan now in the driver's seat. Reverente will take it. Another miss from the outside. Joggy Laude with a rebound. Cabanag to the post kay Mac Baracael. Laude on the cut. That's an easy score inside for the professor.
Not the best pass, but what's important also is the catch. And Laude was able to use those strong hands and spin away from two pink shirts. And this one, ayan, in between two pink shirts. And Laude by himself after that.
8-5 is the score now. 3-point lead for the Pasay Void, for the Caloocan Batangang Kaloo rather, as we head into this timeout. Let's take a look at the numbers of both of these squads this season. What highlights you at this point, Coach, for these two teams?
Well, both teams really have a winning record, kaya identical, no? Yung both teams are playoff teams. One is 12-7, the other team pretty much similar. And to me, it's really their style of play. If you look at, Caloocan, they have three bigs who can score, who can rebound. Cervantes, Machas, and Espinas. Idagdag mo ba dyan si Baracael if he plays the 4 because he can also play the 3. On the other end, ang strength ng team na to nasa backcourt. Victoria, Inigo. That's why it's important for guys like Serrano to have contributions, not only from the outside because he loves shooting the outside shot, but also from the inside. A guy also like Marlon Gomez can contribute because he does most of his damage inside on the block. So yun yung contrasting style nila, but both really are winning teams so far.
Which team will be able to snap their losing streak here today? We mentioned already at the top of our coverage, Caloocan has lost to Quezon and to Nueva Ecija. That was their latest one, played on their home floor. And itong Pasay naman, lost to Gensan by 34, lost to Quezon by 15, and the last one to the Pasig City squad by 13 points.
And let me just add to that. The funny thing about Pasay also, Javi, you can make a case that their best player on the squad is not their most talented one in Don Reverente.
And why do you say that, Coach?
Because he's not really known as a scorer. He's not the type of guy as Marlon Gomez on cue. Makes a nice play on the block with a short fade. Because he's not the type of guy wherein give the ball, he's going to make something happen to score. He can score by being off the ball, by not having plays for him, by running the break, leading the break, making the right pass, the right decision, getting a stop. Yun yung impact niya sa team. And yun din yung case of being the best player for his squad.
A score by Caloocan, 10-7. 3-point lead for the Batang Kankalu as you look at the field goal story so far here in this quarter.
Nice.
Hilario missing a gimme right there.
Yeah. He was just undecided if he was going to use glass or not after nung Rondo move na yun.
Well, Hilario has been getting extended minutes in recent games para sa Pasay Voyagers. Recently hailed as the MVP in the NCRAA. He just finished his playing years for PMMS.
He's probably, and his family are gonna hate me by saying this, but sometimes napapaisip ako kung si Elvin Chan ba o si Hilario yung pag pumapasok sa loob.
Mas malaki naman, mas matangkad naman si Brian Hilario. But you know, you can see the difference when Elvin Chan is on the floor, because when Elvin Chan is on the floor, the crowd gets pumped up.
And both are players who make an impact.
Oh yeah, for sure. Ricky Peromingan gives it up to Marlon Gomez. Lefty versus lefty in Gabby Espinas. Rev Diputado. Ay tangan ng bola dito. JP Belenson loves those corners, but that time only hitting the glass. Peromingan was blocked on the putback attempt. Barakael on to Paul Sanga, former FEU Tamaraws, and Paul Sanga right away puncturing the net.
And you would think good defense, but really that's poor defense, even though Sanga had a hand in his face. Why? Because that's Paul Sanga. You got to force him to put the ball on the deck.
0 out of 10 from three-point country itong Pasay Voyagers so far in this game, while Caloocan is 1 out of 2 after that three-point shot by Paul Sanga.
Right there on the closeout, long closeout, but really a successful one against the standards of Paul Sanga. You got to force him to drive the basketball.
And JB Belenson should know better. He's a shooter himself. Inigo, that's Achi, pumasok na dito para sa Caloocan. At
Nice
Sans
drive.
Peromingan hooks a pass. Espinas, could have been a beautiful setup, just no finish by Gabby. That's going to be a turnover for Caloocan.
A beautiful possession right there. As you mentioned, hindi lang matapos ni Gabby, semi-transition. Inigo with a quick catch-and-go move. Espinas, that's something that we're accustomed to him seeing make, did not that time.
Peromingan being pressured by Nomer Gonzalez. Hilario gets a screen from Belenson. Spin, that's a tough shot. Caloocan the other way. Inigo, pull up 3.
5 seconds left.
Peromingan, that's Diputado, still has time. Just a bit too strong on that one-hander para kay Rev Diputado. His team down by 6 after the first 10 minutes of action.
A slow and low-scoring quarter para sa dalawang koponan na to. A part of that is because of the struggles for Pasay shooting from the outside, and Caloocan not able to put up some shots from the outside as well.
All right, we'd like to invite everyone to our first Vismin Invasion this season, starting tomorrow. That's going to happen at the University of St. LaSalle Gymnasium in Bacolod City, where the Negros Muscovados will be hosting for the first time this season against the Manila Stars. Our curtain raiser will be the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards going up against the Makati OK Bet Kings. And on Monday, we travel to Pasay City in Iloilo for Zamboanga versus Gensan and Iloilo versus Manila. So 2 double headers in store for you starting tomorrow. Again, the one in Iloilo will happen on Monday. So for those of you in Bacolod and Iloilo, troop on over to our respective venues to catch the MPBL action dyan sa ating unang Vismin Invasion. At for now, we're back here at the Cuneta Astrodome in Pasay City. Abby Palanya, Coach Christian Luanzon, and Miss Sam Coloso on the call for you tonight. Pasay currently down by 6 against Caloocan.
Field goal story, 12 attempts, and making half of them was Caloocan, while Pasay, even though having more attempts, only making 3 with 17 attempts. That's why they're down early after 10 minutes of play, 13-7.
We've seen this start coming from Pasay here on their home floor. I remember vividly that game against the Marikina Shoemasters where they were struggling the whole game. I think that was one of their first home games this season. Did not hit a single 3-point shot in that game, but still ended up with a victory in overtime.
That's one of the rare occasions.
Yeah, you don't really see that.
I don't think I've ever seen that, to be quite honest. Na hindi especially in this generation.
Yes. This day and age where the 3-point shot has been
a vital weapon.
Yes.
In most cases.
Pero Ming unable to draw a foul. Will be taking 2 shots here. Romingan at the line for 2 shots. Former Adamson Soaring Falcon. First one is good para kay Tricky Peromingan. First season in the MPBL. Steam down by 5, 13-8. Make that 4 as he drains his second free throw. Achi Inigo goes to Gabby Espinas.
Good switch.
Gonzalez penetrates middle. Sanga, this time he puts the ball on the deck. That's good defense coming from Axel Inigo. Inigo steps back, 3-pointer on the way. That's good. Defense to offense para kay Axel Inigo, but the quick answer for Caloocan courtesy of Gabby Espinas.
Courtesy of Achi Inigo.
So the Inigo brothers.
Pass. Yeah, the pass to Gabby.
Showing
Nagugulan
out
ako
here.
minsan.
Kasi magkamukha sila tapos yung tira nila halos pareho lang.
If you would tell that to them, I'm sure they would beg to differ from each other. Ganun na magkakapatid eh. Ayaw magkamukha.
A stop here for the Batang Kangkalu. Ayan, magkabantayan ng dalawang magkapatid. Achi and Axel. Espinas, clear lane to the hoop. That is too easy for the former NCAA rookie MVP.
Well, believe me, dahil nakasabayo ko maglaro yan, naging kakampi ko pa yan. For that moment, I thought he was gonna dunk it because we're used to seeing him doing that in practice or in a game.
Well, maybe 5-10 years ago, that certainly would have been the case.
For sure.
But, you know, still to this day, because of his smarts on the floor, still able to get those kinds of baskets, not just the athletic finishes anymore. A shot clock violation for the Pasay Voyagers.
And from what I hear, I haven't seen it, from what I hear, his son is very promising.
Yes, he
Guys
is.
Talking about Gabby Espinas.
Si Ziv Espinas, as we bring you this epic move of the game in partnership with OK Bet. Together we win. The father of Ziv Espinas, that's Gabby Espinas, able to finish with the left hand. Yung anak niya is actually was a part of the recent Gilas youth team that dominated the recent Siaba tournament.
Right. Kasama si kapatid ni Kevin, na
Yes.
si Kiefer Alas.
A lot of promising young talents dito sa ating bansa. Caloocan fails to convert. Mangalina, who is now in the game for the first time, gets that possession for Pasay. Victoria loses Gonzalez, but the help defense is right there for Caloocan.
Football.
Osaka passing to the foot
He knows.
of Achi Inigo. Ronnie Matias, hinayang na hinayang dun sa possession na yun.
Well, really, that's more of Paul Sanga because he passed it unintentionally to the foot while Inigo was in running stride.
But now we intentionally pass it on to Miss Sam Coloso.
According to Coach Marlon Martin, pagdating sa development, may kasama talagang frustration but he doesn't show that type of feeling towards his team. Yes, they have been struggling, but they answer that through extra work. He sees that his team has more willingness and accountability. They're more engaged in practices at nadagdagan na daw ang sulat sa whiteboard ni Coach. And if the Voyagers continue, they can assure to get back on winning. Facing Caloocan, they're in the list of their teams to beat. And today, sana daw matapos na ang heartbreaks. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Sam. But right now, his team still down by 7 at this point. Caloocan playing impressive defense, especially in the half court. At that time, able to get a crack at the basket. Kaya lang na-foul si Romel Mangalino.
Action picking up. What a play right here. Kakapasok lang nito si Irving Palencia. Wala nang warm-up. And goes into fifth gear right away. Leads a 3-on-1 on a beautiful drop-off at the last moment. And then Perumingan making a nice dime himself. Kaya si Mangolino nasa free throw line yun.
Si Irvin Palencia, he doesn't need time to warm up on the floor. The moment he steps onto the court, he's ready to go. Mangalino getting his first point of the
97
game.
octane yata ito.
Oo.
Iniinom ni
Di niya yata lang 97, parang 150 octane ata. That's free throw by Mangalino is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. 1 out of 2 from the line para kay Romel Mangalino. Galicia to the cut. Beautiful passing from the Batang Kankalu.
From the backcourt, 2 passes, wala nang dribble. Ronnie Matias doing what he does best, catching the basketball on the move, finishing. Always has a nice touch around the basket.
That's already 9 assists as a team in this game for Caloocan. Pasay regains possession. Inigo fakes out Prince Casin. Couldn't hit on the 3-point shot. There's going to be a foul.
Yeah. Clearly. Kulang na lang, tumambling na dun sa panel, no?
That's going to go against Romel Mangalino. Only the first team foul here in the quarter para dito sa Pasay Voyagers. John Lee Valin has now entered this game to give Gabby Espinas a spell on the bench. Valencia directing traffic here for the Caloocan Batang Kankalu. Irvin, the kick out. Galicia attacks, elbow line. Jumper is good.
Making an impact, kakapasok lang Galicia on the defensive end, getting the defensive rebound. And right away, showing that he has the touch with that jumper.
10-point lead now for Caloocan. Victoria sidesteps, kicks it out. AJ Coronel knocks it down from the outside.
Well, that's the beauty of the sidestep. You use it not only to create an angle for yourself, but to create an angle for the pass. And that's exactly what Lawrence Victoria did right away, using the sidestep to make the right pass for the open shot. 1, 2, pass, open, shot.
And that 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. A lob intended for Casin just hit the backboard. They get the steal. Matias leaves it for Casin. Could not finish on the lane. Gets it back. Second serving. This time he will not be denied.
A terrific job of not giving up on the play. Sometimes players, would parang dwell on the miss, and instead of getting the offensive rebound off the miss, iisipin pa nila, iisipin ng tao, especially when people are watching. But he doesn't give up on the play. He gets the offensive rebound and cleans it up.
And that just goes to show that forward thinking very important in this sport. Well, not just in basketball, but also in life. 25-16. 4
Hey,
minutes.
hugot!
4 minutes and 60 remaining here in the first half. Babalik ang Mahardika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino. Once again, we're seeing on your screens Coach Aisel of the Pampanga Giant Lantern still in attendance here at the Cuneta Astrodome, the home of your Pasay Voyagers, who are currently down against the Caloocan Batang Cancalo, 25-16.
Tatanungin ko na yan si Coach. Mukhang matibay-tibay ang kanyang connection sa mga production natin.
Pang ilang...
Pang-apat na yata yun. Simula kanina. Pero kaibigan natin yan.
Brandre Bienes, first appearance in this game, on to Lawrence Victoria, who couldn't capitalize on the open shot. Valencia, baseline drive, goes the length of it. Gives it up to Galicia, who finds Prince Casin on the right wing. Casin will take it and make it.
Usually when you hesitate on the shot, the percentage goes down. But that time though, even though he hesitated, was able to knock it down and rattle it down.
Victoria wants it. Could he redeem himself from that air ball earlier? He does so. Back to a 10-point lead, 28-18. Valencia out of control. Victoria pushing the pace, leaves it for Mangalino. The pass fake could not finish. Good thing AJ Coronel was there to save the day.
Almost a walk right there, and that's what Galicia is asking. He took 3 steps actually, but there's no call obviously. But this was the heck of a move, rejecting the screen. Was Victoria an underrated finisher we have in the league? And this was the fast break. Yep, got away with it. Even though he missed the shot, Coronel cleaning that up.
28-20. Timeout taken here on the floor. Magbabalik ang MPBL. Once again, we invite everybody to our first Visbin Invasion of this season. Tomorrow, it's going to be the first home game of the Negros Muscovados. They will be facing the Manila Stars, but our curtain raiser will be a good game as well. Actually, a great game. The Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards going up against the Makati OK Bet Kings. On Monday, we travel to Pasay City in Iloilo for Gensan versus Zamboanga and Iloilo versus Manila.
Who's the panel tomorrow?
Me and Migs.
Oh, wow. Talk about a hustle.
Yeah.
Huh? Wow. So, the reason why I asked, kasi magbibili na ako ng pasalubong sa'yo. So, this is perfect.
Sabi ko na nga ba eh.
Sam, I think you should chime in also. Masarap ang mga pasalubong dyan galing Bacolod.
Bibigat pa yung luggage.
Well, now, since narinig na rin ng production team,
yun na nga eh. Ikaw talaga
responsable ka na rin.
Okay lang, bumawi ka naman eh. Medyo matindi yung mga hirap ko siya kanina. We welcome back Coach Christian Luanzon to the MPBL panel, fresh from a 2-week training in Serbia with the UP Fighting Maroons.
You had to bring it up.
Well, Irvin Palencia went up for the shot but was blocked by AJ Coronel. Inigo for three. Yes, sir!
One way to get back in the ball game is to play defense and generate transition threes. Inigo, one of the best in the league.
Cabanag. Caloocan will try to answer here. Jeramer. Good defense by AJ Coronel. Ball is on the floor. Coronel dives for it. What's the call here? Here was the block by AJ on that shot by Palencia on the previous possession. And the three-point shot by Axel Inigo.
A second three-pointer for him. The first one also was in transition. Kaya napilitan na si Coach Toto. Ipasok yung kanyang starting backcourt na si Laude at si Joko Tayongtong.
Jogi Laude has been playing a lot of the two-guard position this season. Sometimes sharing that with Jeramer Cabanag.
Pati si Espinas, pinasok na rin.
Could it hit from the left corner? Ito si Jeramer Cabanag. That pass went to Lawrence Victoria. Bienes could not hit on the push shot.
It was a weird angle.
Great up fake by Joko Tayongtong to get two pink shirts up in the air. That was Brandre Bienes and Romel Mangalino. Both faked out by that shot by Joko Tayongtong.
We've always said that's really the most dangerous move in basketball. Something if you master, it can do wonders for you. Whether mataas ka tumalon o hindi, mabagal ka tumakbo. Pag mahusay ka shumat fake, tulad niyan, pwede kang makapeke, pwede kang makalibre, and it can create even an open shot for your teammates if you force the help because of the shot fake.
And that's why, young players should certainly learn from that, because sometimes they take it for granted when, coaches teach them those shot fakes. Because they feel like they could get away with it because of their speed, because of their athleticism. All right, timeout taken once again here on the floor. 29-23 is the score. Magbabalik ang Mahardika Pilipinas Basketball League. Axel Inigo against Pasig City had a dozen points, 4 out of 9 from the field, 3 out of 7 from downtown, but it was just not enough to get them over the hump against Pasig City.
Wala mabigat dito kay Inigo, yung consistency niya. I guess yun yung difference this season kay Inigo. Before we were used to seeing him in spurts during the season. Right now, he's really one of the leaders of this team. Now Victoria might be the leading scorer of the squad. As right on the wrong cue. If that made sense. Inigo turns the ball over.
Well, yeah, part of why Axel hasn't really been able to be consistent this season is he is playing hurt. He's nursing a partial tear on his meniscus. That's why there are times yung lateral movement niya, especially on defense, nahihirapan siya. And the speed is not the same.
Good hands nonetheless by Joko Tayongtong. And getting the easiest 2 points so far in this game.
Coronel at the line makes his first at 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists in this game para kay AJ Coronel. He's averaging 8.6 points per contest and almost 6 rebounds this year. That's Counselor AJ Coronel. 1 minute and 30 to go here in the first half. 2 free throws converted. 31-25. 2-possession ball game. Serrano has come back in para kay Coach Marlon Martin. Familiar set here for Caloocan. Tayongtong doesn't use the screen. Creates separation against Inigo. Pretty looking shot at the baseline.
Just a poor job defensively. That two-man game defense between Inigo and I believe Serrano. You want to prevent the reject of the ball screen, because once that's broken down, it leaves two defenders right away instead of one.
Yeah, that's usually the case. Usually that's harder to defend rather than the pick and roll when you actually use the screen. 24-second shot clock violation for Pasay. That's the second of the game for the Voyagers. We bring you this epic move of the game in partnership with OKBet. Together we win. This was the aforementioned move by Joko Tayongtong. Here he is setting up the table for the Batangkang Kaloo. This time he uses the screen, but he gives it up to Ronnie Matias, who finds himself wide open at the top of the circle.
And a terrific job by Joko Tayongtong, not holding the basketball but giving it up right away on the hedge. Matias's man was forced to help and left him wide open at the top of the key.
Great feed. The hockey assist coming from Lawrence Victoria. Serrano with the extra pass. Time winding down here in the second. Espinas goes up without the basketball. That was a lot of contact on the wrist by Brandre Bienes.
A good solid pass by Laude leading Espinas at the rim with a quick 1-2 step, protecting the basketball with his body squared to the basket and eventually getting fouled.
Such a joy to play with a guy like Gabby Espinas, because you know that when you give up that pass, he will take care of business.
It's either he will score or get fouled.
And he's been a steady free throw shooter. One of the league leaders in terms of free throw percentage this season. 3.2 seconds left. Bienes fakes out Laude. Challenged by Joko Tayongtong. Could not hit. And that marks the end of the first half of action here between Pasay and Caloocan.
Now Pasay trailing this game and not had a better second quarter compared to only 7 points that they scored in the first quarter, able to score 13 in the second. Ang problema, pinascore din nila na marami itong Caloocan.
All right, now let's take a look at this teaser for our upcoming Bisman Invasion happening tomorrow at the University of St. LaSalle Gym in Bacolod City.
Celis able to receive. Robbie with a runner. Yes! Robbie Celis! Again, right on cue. Game winner para kay Robbie Celis. He got it off in time. And the Makati OKBet Kings with a buzzer beater. Galing kay Robbie Celis. Take a look at this one. What an escape.
You on the roll, and look at that. He just makes it look so easy. Waka is 9 out of 19. Oh, the Ilonggo Superman hanging in the air, taking.
There you have it, Will Macaroni. First up for the win.
The reigning finals MVP of the MPBL.
Steal by Melano. Jason, spin move. Jason scores.
Defense to offense. Do the spin move. Necros is up 2 in the last 1 minute of the ball game.
Look at Melano. Beats Cruz to the spot.
Yes, half inside. That's a good game. Bernie Brigondo. 2 seconds now. Pabelona pushing away his defender. That three is good to beat the buzzer.
2 seconds, but out! Basket and one!
Little pass coming from the Bautista.
Melano, the sidestep and the finish.
Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan.
Nagbabalik pa ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League and we are live on MPTV. With me right now are very important people. Kasama ko nga ang team owner ng Pasay Voyagers, Ma'am Leslie Rubiano, and our MPBL Operations Head, Coach Emer Oreta. Maraming salamat po for joining me at the half. Unahin ko na po kayo, Ma'am Leslie. The team has been struggling but today we wanna end those heartbreaks. Anong message mo sa inyong team?
Siyempre, unang-una, binabati ko muna ang mga taga-Pasay na nanonood ngayon dito sa Astrodome. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. And siyempre, ang aking message at actually ang message namin kasama ang aking ina na si Mayor Emmy Calix Rubiano na magdasal at siyempre, lumaban lang, kapit lang para mapanalo na natin ang gabing ito.
Good luck po to you and your team. Sino pong mga gusto mong batiin?
Binabati ko po siyempre ang aming mga sumusuporta sa Pasay Voyagers. Unang-una na po ang aking ama na si Egay Rubiano, si Mayor Emmy Calix Rubiano, My Pet Space Pet Hotel, NCR Dental Clinic, LCR Waters, Philbet.com, at Bola TV, LJC Enterprises. At siyempre nandito rin ang aking kapatid, Dr. Nicole, kasama po si Vice Mayor Ding Del Rosario. At siyempre sa lahat po ng mga barangay na sumusuporta sa Pasay Voyagers, maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat po and good luck to you and your team. Ngayon pumunta naman tayo sa ating MPBL Basketball Operations Head, Coach Emer Oreta. Coach, thank you so much for joining me at the half. First of all, congratulations because we're more than halfway through the league at maganda nga ang itinatakbo ng liga. Napaka-competitive ng lahat ng teams at wala nang may zero loss.
Actually, congratulations sa ating lahat. Nagpapasalamat tayo sa lahat ng team owners na 100% yung support nila every season. Hindi rin to dahil sa mga fans ng MPBL, no? Lalo na, it's good to be back here sa Cuneta Astrodome. No? Very energetic yung mga fans nila. So yun yung bumubuhay sa MPBL talaga. Maraming salamat sa inyo.
Magkakaroon din tayo ng Vismin Invasion at bukas na yan, pwede mo nang imbitahan ng ating mga kaliga.
Yeah, yun nga yung kagandahan ng MPBL. Talagang nilalapit natin sa mga fans yung healing nila sa basketball. And tomorrow po, abangan nyo po kami sa home game ng Negros. Diyan po sa St. Lazal Bacolod Gym. Magkikita-kita po tayo dyan. And on Monday po, sa Iloilo naman at nadayo tayo sa Pasay City. Sana po supportahan ninyo.
Coach, sino po mga gusto yung batiin?
Sa lahat na lang ng mga fans natin, patuloy po sana kayo sumuporta sa MPBL at para sa inyo po itong liga na to. Salamat po.
Maraming salamat. That was our MPBL Basketball Operations Head, Coach Emer Oreta. Mga kaliga, wag po kayong aalis. Magbabalik pa ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Sigawan na yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag maalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama. Basketball League. Sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba, dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Halftime now between the Caloocan Batang Kankaloo and the home squad, your PASAY Voyagers. They're down by 11 here, 38-27. So far, the Batang Kankaloo have been hitting their shots while PASAY has been having trouble getting into their sets. But they have hit a lot of shots late into their shot clock, which Caloocan has been forcing them into, especially in the second quarter.
Right on cue, except for the two transition threes from Inigo, which allowed them to build momentum, get closer in the game. But for the most part, getting into their offense late. So that's probably one of the adjustments, no? Kaya when you get into your offense late, you don't really get the shot that you want out of your offense. It's usually a rush shot, yung minadali, or a challenge shot. So that's probably one thing that they could do. But defensively, they have to do a better job, and this is one example. Sumundot, gumambol ka. If you do that, you better make sure you get the steal, or else you're going to give up a layup or a defensive breakdown. This one right here, miscommunication on the rotation. Machas wide open, top of the key, obviously has that shot. And you saw the numbers in the first half. The most impressive stat to me was the assist department from Caloocan. Now, they did have 9 turnovers. but they had guys like Barakael who had 3 assists. Espinas who had 3 assists. Their big men was the one who led the passing, not their guards. Tayong Tong was really good. He scored in the first half with some easy baskets, some hard baskets, but just a collective effort overall for Caloocan, and that's what Pasay needs, a collective effort on both ends.
To your point, Coach Christian, the assists, they already have 14, talking about the Caloocan Batang Kankalu. They had 17 in their last game against Nueva Ecija. We opened the third quarter.
And that was a game that they almost won.
That's correct. Naubusan lang talaga ng dulo. At dito, naubusan na naman ng shot clock itong Pasay Voyagers. They were just talking about it, how they have come late into their offense numerous times. And that's not a good sign opening up the third quarter with just that. Cabanag being defended by Lawrence Victoria. High ball screen from Bonsubre. Gets it back. Gives it up. Laude.
Good pass.
Cervantes step to the side. Challenge 3. Air ball. That's a shot clock violation as well para sa Caloocan. So both teams opening up the second half with shot clock violations.
A couple of things. I thought Cervantes had a shot already. He dribbled his way into trouble by taking an extra dribble. Second, outstanding read by Mangolino. Even before the closeout, nabasa niya na sa pasa pa lang. And that's why he was able to get there on time. Good read defensively though by Cervantes. Binawi ang kanyang turnover.
Tayong Tong on the counter here for Caloocan. Bonsubre is down. Tayong Tong takes it inside. He's fouled. He's going to take 2 free throws here.
That's sealed by Bonsubre. Hindi man siyang napasahan. Served really as a seal screen that opened up the drive for Tayong Tong. Hindi na nakahelp yung tao ni Bonsubre. Bumagsak sila parehas.
You saw it earlier. Tayong Tong leading Caloocan in scoring with 7 points. A chance for 8 and 9 here at the line.
And I have a case against that because obviously the safety, aside from the entertainment part of basketball, the safeties of the players has to be top in mind. And when you're off the ball like that, somebody seals you, especially if the guy doesn't have a ball. Sa akin, dapat ma-penalize yung taong bumagsak unless it's an obvious bulldoze type of move. Kasi delikado for the players coming inside the plane with two bodies on the floor.
Buti na lang kanina walang natamaang ibang tao.
Yeah, pero si Toyong Tom pa-drive doon, almost lost his balance.
Victoria gets inside, sucks in the defense. Inigo from the corner, that's all net.
His third 3 of the game, 2 in transition, 1 in the half court, and he comes up with a steal. Can he finish? Not quite.
Almost the same play he made earlier at the close of the second quarter where he got the steal and went up for a transition 3. This time could not finish the layup, but here was the left corner pocket 3 coming from Axel Inigo.
Off the pass by Mangolino, not comfortable of taking the shot. He wasn't in position, gave it up quickly. And that's all the space Inigo needs to make a shot.
Coach Ronnie Dohilio will be using his coach's challenge here in this game. He challenged that last out-of-bounds play. Our referees initially called it for Pasay. Coach Toto thinks that Caloocan should have possession.
You know what they say about how people change through the years? That's super contrary to Coach Toto Dohilio. Because I was talking to one of their players, I believe it was Achi. Sabi ko, marunong na ba magalit si Coach Toto? No, it was Irvin Palencia. Sabi niya, Coach, hindi nga eh. Parang nagre-reklamo pa siya. And I remember that feeling because I played under Coach Toto for about 2 conferences in a commercial league. And I had the same problem with him. Hindi siya marunong magalit. And that, I say that as a compliment. Especially
Upon
to,
review,
and
the
I'm speaking to
challenge
myself na
was successful.
sometimes madalas din ako magalit sa loob ng court out of competitiveness. And not to say Coach Toto is not the competitive type, but it's just who he is, both as a person and as a coach.
It looks like the challenge was successful. The ball is going to go the way of Caloocan. And to your point, especially the older players, they're used to playing under coaches who are really
fiery.
hard.
Yeah. Not Coach Toto. Yung pinaka-fiery mode niya, can't even hurt a cat.
It's actually, when I watch him on the sidelines, it's assistant coach Carl Lanuza who does the shouting. There you see Coach Marlon Martin. Well, himself also a very cool guy. Doesn't get mad a lot.
So we all know who the good cop, bad cop is.
Yeah.
Which is usually the head coach is the bad cop. But not in their case. But talking about good and bad, maganda ang sitwasyon ng Caloocan to start this quarter, still maintaining a dozen lead, and Bonsubre can extend with these 2 free throws.
Another good setup by the Caloocan Batang Kankaloo. They continue to move that ball around beautifully. And Bonsubre knocks down the first.
Seems to be a team favorite. Pagka-shoot niya ng free throw, nakita, ibang klase yung palakpakan ng mga kasama niya.
Favorite ng ating prod crew, si Coach Aisel, na feature na naman.
Palagay ko kay Coach Aisel na yun. Matindi na talaga.
A miss on the second by Bonsubre. Ball sails out of bounds, but it will stay with the Batang Kankaloo. Cabanag. Is there a foul? Okay, so it's gonna be another baseline inbound. Di pa yata counted yung nauna. Cabanag, this time from the outside, way short. Mangalino secures possession.
And I don't understand, because I thought he had a lot of time on the shot clock. 12 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. But they will get the ball back dahil nagpadali rin itong Pasay.
And Don Reverente tried to save the ball and just crashed into our finance team on the sidelines. Our treasurer Ryan De Pedran had to run away from his seat.
Well, we talked about Reverente's impact overall as a player in this league on his team. Not so much tonight.
He only has 3 points and 3 rebounds so far in this game. Cervantes called for a walk on the other side.
You see, I don't mind that because I'm used to, like we said earlier, Reverente may not have the biggest numbers on the board, but you would certainly say his name a lot, whether that's in the offensive end or the defensive end. Not that much so far.
Victoria attacks baseline. The kick out to Axel Inigo. Trying to cross up Joko Tayong Tong. Reverente, naubusan na naman ng 24 itong Pasay.
Naputokan na naman ng shot clock itong Pasay, and that's the second time already in this quarter alone.
I believe they had a couple, or maybe even 3 times in the first half. Hearing chants of defense from the crowd. Their team here at the Cuneta Astrodome down by 13 points. Cervantes, straightaway 3. An offensive foul whistled on Junjun Bonsubre.
Fortunate that time was Pasay that Bonsubre was out of his head committing that play. It was a miscommunication. I thought Pasay was switching on the ball screen, and then suddenly biglang binitawan ni Reverente yung guardia, kaya nalibre si Cervantes, kundi possible three-point shot yun.
Coach Marlon Martin will be using his timeout here. The 6:38 mark of this third quarter, his team down by 13 still.
The MPBL is live on MPTV. Para sa Voyagers, this second half, they need to focus on their execution, especially on ball screens, dahil nagagawan nga ng paraan ng Caloocan. Coach Marlon reminded his players to stay disciplined at huwag mawawala ng pasensya. Para sa Batang Kangkalu, Coach Ronnie Dohilio is happy, but they are pushing for more effort defensively. Happy, Coach Christian.
Thank you for that report, Sam. Well, Coach Marlon's boys haven't really been showing a lot of discipline in terms of defense, as Caloocan has gotten away with a lot of baskets, especially inside. And you just saw Mayor Emmy Calixto Rubiano on your screens, always supporting her Pasay Voyagers squad.
Obviously a concern defensively itong Pasay because they gave up 50-something% shooting already, 55 I believe. And up to this point, halfway already in the third, still in the 50s is Caloocan, and that will certainly not help. Committing an offensive foul was Mangolino.
Yeah, and more importantly, that came off a timeout.
Right.
As head coaches, isa yan sa mga kinasasakit ng ulo mo when you draw up a play on a timeout and you turn the ball over right away. Cabanag, little brush screen from Bonsubre. Re-screen from Junjun. Cabanag turns the corner. Cervantes passes up on the three. A little bit of a sidestep. Just short on the lay-in. At the stop for Pasay. Victoria gets it to Belenson. Doesn't settle for the three. Victoria does. Could not connect. Far from it, actually. That was Joggy Laude leaking out. At the pass could not hit Laude.
A terrific closeout right there. I'm just not sure who, but that Caloocan defense knew that JP Belenson, the treatment with him is just like Paul Sanga, wherein you gotta force them to put the ball on the deck and make a play. And he was forced to pass and eventually led to the miss and will get possession.
Even if Laude wasn't able to get the pass, Caloocan keeps it. Barakael could not score on the reverse. Belenson looking, gets it down low to AJ Coronel, who scores on the deuce.
So you could say that's a 4-point swing because Barakael relatively had an easy reverse underneath, but they miss one. Once again, this time off a block by Pasay. Somebody's wide open on the weak side.
That was Rev Deputado. They did not see it. That gives time for the Caloocan 5 to regroup on defense. Belenson steps to the side. He loves that shot, and rightfully so. That gets the crowd here at the Cuneta Astrodome up on their feet.
Now sometimes when things are not going well for you, you just gotta go, play, and work hard. Belenson, he worked hard for the shot, getting the offensive rebound, that long rebound. And with a sidestep three, as you mentioned, that's patented kay Belenson.
That's brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Coach Soto Trujillo suing for time here. His team up by just 8. You're still watching the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League live from the Cuneta Astrodome in Pasay City. Currently, the Voyagers down by just 8 points right now. This lead was as high as 16 points. But there you see the fans of the Pasay Voyagers, mga supporters ni Axel Inigo, even bringing some balloons to the party. Caloocan, after the timeout, has a chance to restore order. At si Inigo nagbalik na dito, but that is stolen away from him by Rev Diputado, and Diputado will finish on the other side. That is something you don't see a lot. Achi Inigo getting the ball stolen from him.
Well, it begins with good defense, and Diputado right here, cookies, as they say. I don't know what's more impressive though, the steal or the finish. That's a tough angle. Nasa ilalim na siya ng ring and finishes with the offhand. Paul Sanga misses the first free throw. 6-point game.
Yeah, and also controlling his momentum. He was falling to the baseline when he hit that shot. Sanga uncharacteristically missing a free throw. The ball was tapped.
Mac Baracayalo not giving up on the play. You always want to expect a miss, unless it's Steph Curry. But prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Stop. Prepare yourself for the offensive rebound.
Baracayalo at the line for two. He too misses the first. The crowd getting all riled up here. After that Belenchon shot, the energy has picked up here at the Cuneta Astrodome. 1 for 2 para kay Mac Baracael. 4 points in the game para sa kanya. Lead is 7 here for the Batang Kangkaloo. Diputado renewing his rivalry with Achi Inigo. Tricky pero Mingan couldn't hit anything, but good thing Marlon Gomez was at the right place at the right time.
Good things can happen anytime you get inside the paint. At that time, Paramingan with a tough floater. It was short, but it opened up the offensive rebound.
Oh, look at Rev Diputado.
Wow.
Forcing another turnover on Achi Inigo. It's already rare that you get to pick his pocket one time. And it's even rarer to have him get stripped on the second time. He forces an over and back here.
Yan yung mga alanganing posisyon eh. Pagtawid mo ng half court because yung linya naging kalaban mo na. And you don't want to stop just a feet below the half court. You want at least 5 feet for insurance.
Pero Mingan for 3. Still no good. Another whistle blown. It's going to go against Pasay here. Foul will be called on Rev Diputado. That's number 1 on the former NU Bulldog. Now Pasay over the limit.
Yeah, quick story. Irvin Palencia was supposed to be a UAAP player. Either with the NU Bulldogs, with us, when we were still with NU, or the UP Fighting Maroons.
Interesting.
Yeah. Before the pandemic, he was practicing with us already. He was already playing in the MPBL. He was playing for Basilan.
Yes, that's
Basilan.
correct.
Yeah. Coach Gerson Cabiltes. What's funny about this story is that, remember, we were not with UP yet. Nakita kami doon. Not me, pero one of our representatives at si Coach Bo doon sa Davao kung saan nag-playoffs. But then the pandemic happened. He's not able to play.
Interesting story. Yeah? That's the first time I've heard that. Ganyan ka pala kabata si Irvin?
Yes. At that time, he was playing for St. Clair.
Yeah,
St. Clair. He still had, I believe, 2 more playing years under his belt at that time.
Oh, he would have been an exciting player to watch.
Impactful for sure, yeah. Nagkasabay sana sila ni, kung sakali, Enzo Hoson.
That could have been a scary backcourt. I mean, you have a scorer like Enzo and you have a pesky defender who can also push the pace in Irvin Palencia. Could have been a big boost. Lead is down to 5 here, 46-41.
And remember, at that time, the MPBL was not a professional league yet. Yeah, for those wondering, ano nangyari yun? Professional MPBL at that time, hindi pa. Naging professional MPBL after or during the pandemic.
That's correct. 14-8 the scoring here in this quarter. Sanga, fouled on the three-point shot and a possible 4-point play opportunity para kay Paul Sanga.
Now credit Paul Sanga. That's not the first time we've seen him make those kind of shots. But credit also Irvin Palencia right here. Instead of being tempted for a floater or a finish, right, he went for the kick out and went to his best shooter for the 4-point play opportunity. That's a big play.
That's a big play. Especially with Pasay on the brink of a run.
Momentum, yeah.
50-41. 9-point lead once again here for Caloocan. Pero Mingan fakes the handoff. Drives against Sanga. Tough move. Couldn't finish. Rebound ends up with Irvin Palencia. Pass to Sanga. Galicia misses on the gimme, but Gabby Espinas was there for the offensive rebound and stick back.
And that's why if you're a big man, you don't want to give up on the play. You should at least have one guy trailing, and you will get rewarded oftentimes for that.
Well, Victoria seemed to get away with a walk, but he couldn't hit that jumper, airball that shot. Marlon Gomez trying to regain possession para sa kanyang kupunan.
Just a careless pass by Gabby Espinas, really uncharacteristics, but to me, it's probably a little fatigue para kay Gabby Espinas for him to make that kind of careless of an outlet pass.
I think he's actually played the most minutes for Caloocan in this game. Diputado sets up the table here for the Voyagers. Rev for three. Falls down, no whistle blown. Galicia with a rebound. Valencia bounces it off to Mac Barakael.
Nice
the reverse pivot. Blocked by AJ Coronel. He has Mangalino on the right. Pass intercepted. Victoria recovers. Coronel drives. Tried to fish for a foul, but the expedition was unsuccessful. Sanga for three. Yes, sir!
You know, Javi, credit that basket to Gabby Espinas. It was a 3-on-1 break. Did not give up on the play. Had a hand in. Deflected it. Pasay was forced into an outside shot. They get the stop. Suddenly, it's a 5-point swing because of the 3-point shot by Paul Sanga.
And Palencia picks the pocket of Diputado. Leaves it for Espinas. Gabby will score with the left.
Running the floor once again, Gabby Espinas. The first one on the tip, rebound. This time on the trail, Palencia. Eyes at the side of his head.
It's just really impressive for Gabby Espinas to be playing at this kind of level, at this age. Just a testament to how well he takes care of his body. Palencia did not force the issue, but hit step on that baseline.
I thought he had a chance to foul bait Mangolino because he was able to create contact already. If he jumped in the air and tried to sell that call, would have been a foul, but this was a nice pass. And Paul Sanga doing what he does best. Another nice pass by Palencia. Another recipient though in Espinas.
Even Palencia coming off the bench has certainly regained the momentum here for the Caloocan Batang Kangkalu. Coronel drives against Paul Sanga, loses it. That's going to be off of Caloocan. Real Cervantes telling Coach Toto Trujillo to challenge, but they've already used it.
Di na pwede.
Inigo gets it to Coronel. Great find. Not the shot going down para kay AJ Coronel. Under 50 seconds to play here in the third quarter. A steal by Pasay, which they give away quickly. Unforced turnover for the Voyagers.
your decisions are much different in the first quarter compared to the third quarter where nararamdaman mo na yung pagod mo. Importante. Yung habit na dinadala mo from the practice at yung disiplina to make those good decisions on the floor.
That's why they say practice should always be much harder than the game situations.
Exactly.
Just tips it in. Still time here for Pasay to make one final shot in the period. Victoria trying to go all the way. Sanga wanted to inch closer to try and get a better shot. He'll run out of time. His team suddenly up by 18 points now. This is the biggest lead of the game for the Caloocan Batangkang Kaloo.
After Pasay putting themselves in a position to trim the lead down, best was 6. Suddenly it ballooned back to 18.
Fourth and final quarter sa aming pagbabalik. And once again, we invite everybody to our first Visman Invasion of the season. Tomorrow, we will be playing at the University of St. LaSalle Gymnasium in Bacolod City for the first home game of the season of the Negros Palmos Covados. They will be hosting the Manila Stars at 8 o'clock p.m. But at 6 o'clock, tunghayan nyo ang sagupaan ng Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards at ng Makati OK Bet Kings.
Uy, kilala ko yun ah.
Saan ba? Di ko nakita eh.
Siyempre, si Ryan at si Camille.
Oh yeah, our finance team. Munti ka na nga mabagsakan ni Don Reverente si Ryan kanina. Buti na lang.
The most important department in any organization.
Oh yes, for sure. And to open our final quarter here, Ronnie Matias getting a good pass down low to extend this lead to 20. Mangalino needs a teammate. Nothing happening here for the Pasay offense. Inigo will try to manufacture. Victoria, he has been struggling in this game mightily, might I say the least. Jump ball situation. Possession arrow pointing the side of the Pasay Voyagers.
It's one thing when you move the ball, another thing when you move the ball and try to create advantages. Now, Pasay is moving the ball side to side but not really able to create those advantages. Just like that shot by Victoria, had a hand in his face, a man in front of him.
Yeah, when you do that, you're just practically wasting time on that 24. But that time, Axel Inigo did not waste the opportunity to hit a three-point shot.
And that's because he was able to create an advantage by using the screen properly, able to create separation and force the defense to have a miscommunication and have an open shot that he knocked down.
You know, sometimes it's doing the little things that really separates you from being successful on the floor. Inigo, that is 5 straight points para kay Axel.
Just like that one, getting the stop on the other end and attacking right away, especially with time not on your side. 5 straight points, as you mentioned.
Cervantes, once again looking for Matias down in the middle of the paint. Instead, Ronnie will give the roadblock to Choco Tayongtong. Mangalino is down, but the foul is going to go against him.
And that's just unfortunate, especially at this point of the quarter. You're building momentum. The last thing that you want is giving up a foul like that, because those are the small things like that are really momentum busters. Suddenly there's a dead ball. You allow the offense to set up once again, and if they score on this one, you're back to 0 from a momentum standpoint.
Laude, the bounce pass. Matias could not finish. Offensive rebound para dito sa Caloocan. That's Rail Cervantes. Could not convert on the point-blank shot, but he will be fouled.
And that's what I mean right there. Instead of playing good defense on the ball screen, side ball screen situation prior to the foul, you might have gotten a stop and then run on the other end, but instead, dead ball. Now Cervantes at the line.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme One Stop Shop Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Sanga able to, that's Cervantes converting on the first shot. A lot of FU Tamaraos on this Caloocan team.
A lot of FU Tamaraos in the MPBL period.
Yeah, actually, in basketball. In Philippine basketball, in the pro leagues.
Parang ang FU sa basketball, parang OFW kumbaga. Kalat sa buong mundo. Ang FU, kalat sa buong Pilipinas sa lahat ng liga.
Tama ka dyan. Dito pa rin sa game na to, you have Cervantes, Paul Sanga, Bienes, Mac Baracael, Axel Inigo, Achi Inigo. That's already 7 in this game alone. AJ Coronel was able to draw a foul. Can Pasay still regain the momentum here and dig themselves out of this hole?
Gabi Espinas din pala. Montik na mag-FU.
Montik na. I don't think he has regrets of not moving.
Champion yan.
Champion yan eh.
ECU.
Rookie MVP pa.
Right. Yes.
He just really dominated the NCAA during his years there. That was quite a team that they had. Ian Retaga, Rob Sanz,
Jason Castro.
Sino ba yun? Sino ba yun? Bo Belga.
Rob Sanz. O sige na, sasabihin ko na. Dating teammate ko, part din ng team na yon. Sige na. Ian Garrido.
That's right.
Sige na.
Cervantes misfiring on the 3. Inigo pushing the pace. Pass. Wasn't sure who that was intended for. Paul Sanga, that was off his leg.
Yun naman, sigurado. Pero good defense. Hindi bumigay sa depensa si Belencion getting a hand and forcing the turnover off the knee of Sanga.
You can't count out Pasay City just yet. They made a lot of comebacks here on their home floor. This is a movie that we've seen before. Inigo, in and out on the 3. He's trying to resurrect his squad here in the 4th. Tayong slowing things down para sa Caloocan. Definitely no need to rush for the Batang Kangkalu. Sanga for 3. Way off. Reverente looking, pushing, penetrating, drawing the foul against Paul Sanga.
And I was about to say, still non-existent is Don Reverente. And we're almost halfway through this quarter. Taking matters into his own hands, getting the rebound, going coast to coast, fishing for the foul. Maybe this would get him going. 11 points, 9 boards ang average ni Don Reverente so far tonight in 18 minutes of play. 3 points, 4 rebounds.
And usually you would understand the 3 points by this time, but you wouldn't understand the 4 rebounds.
Yeah, the rebounding part.
Reverente able to sing the first. 1 out of 2 para kay Don Reverente. Now 2 out of 4 from the line in this game. 63-48, under 7 minutes to play here in this game. You do not leave Jeremer Cabanag that wide open.
It was against the zone for the first time, I believe, for Pasay in this game.
Victoria swings it to the other side. Coronel at the baseline. Axel, that door is shut. And that is
what a play.
Another turnover for the Voyagers. Look at Cervantes running the floor. Pass a bit too forward. But it's going to stay with Caloocan. Lawrence Victoria is 1 out of 10 from the field in this game.
They're trying to look for, I believe, what was a hammer play. But it was a baseline drive, drift type of situation. They were looking for Belencion on the other side. But it was well defended by Caloocan. Laude even getting on the floor to complete the play.
Oh, you know, a lot of people have said that Coach Ronnie Dohilio, one of the best in terms of scouting here in the MPBL, as Jeremy Cabanag drains it from the right corner. Coach Marlon Martin forced to call a timeout here to try and stop the momentum para dito sa Caloocan Batang Kangkulu. 18-point lead once again para dito sa kanila. 66-48 under 6 minutes left here in this game. Next 3 games on the schedule, the Pasay Voyagers, they will be facing the Negros Muscovados on August 5. A week after that, they will go up against the San Juan Knights. And on August 22, here at the Cuneta Astrodome, they will be going up against the Bulacan Cuyas. Their home record, 7-1. That one loss coming at the hands of Pasig City in their last game. That was a 64-77 decision. The smallest losing margin, at least from that 3-game losing streak that they're on right now.
Well, if they want to keep their hopes alive in this game, the run has to be now. There's still, a lot of basketball time remaining to create a little bit of momentum and give yourselves a chance.
Reverente working against Bunsubre. It's now Caloocan who is in a zone.
Yeah, after a timeout, just to disrupt kung ano man ang sinulat, no, ni Coach Marlon. And they successfully do so by forcing an outside shot on the shot clock. Di lang nila masara with the defensive rebound. And now they're going matchup.
Fresh 14 to work with here for the Pasay Voyagers. Reverente pops out of the screen. Sizing up Espinas. Belenson, handoff, 3-point shot, no good. Irvin Valencia with a rebound. That is number 4 of the game. Caloocan going into their set. Cabanag for 3. Yeah, he knew it. Parang nadulas yung bola nang pag-release niya.
And that was early in the clock too. Still 11 seconds. Time on your side. Want to milk a little clock. Get a better shot.
Victoria setting up AJ Coronel. Beautiful find. $15 points in the game para sa kanya. Sorry, 14 points para kay AJ Coronel. Espinas, tough looking jumper.
Short on the left foul.
Yeah. Reverente finds Belenson at the right corner. Doggy Laude daring him to shoot. Victoria finally gets one from the outside.
Forces a timeout. Coach Toto Duhilio. A little sloppy in the last 2 possessions for Caloocan. 1 was the quick shot by Cabanag. 2 was the foul fishing expedition by Espinas. Both unsuccessful, obviously led to 2 successful trips for Pasay. Force a timeout.
That's his first make in 7 attempts. 66-53. We bring you this epic move of the game in partnership with OKBet. Together we win. As the pass and the finish from Pasay, courtesy of Lawrence Victoria and AJ Coronel. visibly frustrated after that 3-point shot of Jennifer Cabanag. Warren Chenes will come in here for the first time para dito kay Lawrence Victoria. Valencia still looking at Gabby Espinas. Hilario is back on the floor for Pasay. Irvin, floater inside the lane, gets the bounce. That's only the second basket of the game para sa kanya, but he's been filling up the other numbers on the stat sheet. 4 rebounds and 6 assists. Hilario from the outside, that's good. Hilario checked into this game early in the first quarter, but only played very few minutes. And this is the first time he's been back. Espinas.
That's a foul. And trust me, Hilario tried to give everything that he had on that play to prevent Espinas from going in.
Yeah, and you would think that Espinas would really have a hard time backing down Brian Hilario.
I was about to say. But Espinas, one thing he's really good at is using his hip on the back down.
We bring you this epic move of the game in partnership with OKBet. Together we win. There's the hook shot by Irvin Palencia for his 3rd and 4th point of the game. At Gabby Espinas, he continues to put on the post masterclass this season. Able to get Inigo will come back into the game along with John Lee Malin. Elvin Chan pumasok na dito para kay Coach Marlon Martin. That was the reverse by Espinas. 2 minutes and 31 the time remaining in this game. And looks like both teams are already emptying their benches. Score is 74-56. Caloocan just really flipped the switch here in the 4th quarter. Hilario backdoor Chenes, leans into Valin, and that's going to be a foul against John Lee. Omar Gonzalez papasok na rin dito para kay Paul Sanga.
Ayun, Gonzalez pala. From afar, I thought it was James Martinez. That's why I was really giving a hard look earlier from a distance here kung saan tayo nakaupo dun sa bench.
Well, even I would be surprised if James Martinez was on this team and wasn't seeing minutes. He's one of the leading scorers this season. Of course, playing for the Bicol Volcanoes. Score is 74-56 still.
Shame on me though. Sorry, James. Former teammate also.
Okay. Hindi lang po ako yung nagkakamali dito.
Paras na magandang lalaki. Sige na, James, ha?
Pero mas magandang lalaki pa rin yung Christian Luanzo.
Oh my goodness.
Good play by Warren Chenes to the delight of the crowd here at the Cuneta Astrodome. Even though the score is the way it is, the crowd still loving that conversion by Warren Chenes on the break.
You just gotta appreciate the crowd. There are crowds wherein they're so into it. Magagalit na sila ngayon dahil tambak yung team nila. Really pissed off, whatever. But this crowd, such a good sport. Supportive crowd. Pinasok pa lang si Chenes, nasa sideline pa lang, nag-cheer na tong mga to.
Well, in fairness naman dun sa move ni Chenes, that was a wraparound to a layup.
Well-deserved cheer.
Failed to convert on the bonus. He hasn't converted from the line in 3 attempts. And he's playing hard here, even on defense. Leaves Casin wide open though. The extra pass to Achi Inigo. That shot is long. Chenes once again. Leaves it for Chan. Elvin for 3. In and out. Aquino. Bagong pasok rin dito para kay Coach Marlon Martin. Misses. Casin will finish easily on the other side. Looks like this is going to be it. 1 minute and change remaining here in this game. Pasay will be losing their second straight here at home at the Cuneta Astrodome. Shenes has his pocket picked off by Prince Casin. Inigo for 3, knocks it down.
And we're just waiting for the final score of this one. Pasay will go down for their fifth straight loss.
Fourth straight loss.
Fourth straight loss, excuse me, of the season. Second loss here at home.
And another double-digit loss, it looks to be, Coach Christian, para dito sa Pasay.
Now that's the concerning part.
They lost to Gensan by 34, to Quezon by 15, and to Pasig by 13 points. It looks like they're going to lose this one by 19 points or so.
Now, I remember about 2 months ago, one of the things we mentioned about Pasay when they were on that winning streak is majority of the teams that they won against was really below 500 teams. So now they've lost games, quite a bunch, tulad nga na nabanggit mo. But still, a lot of games remaining in their schedule. The thing is, kung aasa ka pa, na hindi, may next game pa, mauubusan na rin yung next game na yun.
Exactly, yeah.
So, they're gonna have to not only make adjustments from a, tactical standpoint, what really players have to adjust is their effort on both ends, because the score says it all of how they have lost. The effort, much different compared to the first 10 games, 15 games this season for Pasay.
And you were saying it at the start of this season that you should treat every game as important as the next one, because
that can make a difference.
Yeah, one game can make a difference, certainly. Caloocan now climbs to 15-7, while Pasay will slide down to 12-9. We're approaching the home stretch of our campaign this year. Our best player of the game, none other than Gabby Espinas. Double-double performance once again para sa kanya. 13 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists. A lot of those assists very crucial in the fourth quarter.
And sometimes the great players, they don't need to do spectacular things. You just gotta be really good at what you do. And Gabby Espinas, just a solid big man, a solid rebounder, a solid finisher, and a smart player. You have those all combinations, you put it together, it's going to result to those numbers and the output that you want.
79-62, our best player of the game, Gabby Espinas, is courtside with Miss Sam Coloso.
Gabby, today you bounced back with a double-double performance at kasama mo nga ang iyong lucky charm. You showed so much eagerness at di na kayo bumitaw. Iba yung gigil na bitbit mo sa larong ito.
Actually kasi galing kami sa dalawang talo, so wala na ibang dapat gawin kung di manalo kasi medyo bumababa na kami sa standing.
Sino mga gusto mong batiin?
Binabati ko lahat ng mga taga-Caloocan, si Kong Oka, Mayor Along, Boss Dennis, Boss Epay, Boss Mac, Boss Lloyd. Tapos binabati ko yung wife ni Jaggy Laude, si Tintin Laude, sa wife ko, sa anak ko, and sa lahat ng mga taga-Batangas.
Maraming salamat and congratulations on your double-double performance. That was our player of the game, Gabby Espinas. This player of the game is brought to you by OKBet, the official partner of the MPBL. With OKBet, together we win. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Sam. Congratulations once again to Gabby Espinas and the rest of the Caloocan Batang Kankaloo. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to join us tomorrow for all those from Bacolod. Abangan nyo ang mga matches natin bukas. Nueva Ecija versus Makati at 6 o'clock p.m. And for the first time this season, the Negros Palmos Cavados will be playing at home against the Manila Stars. That's going to happen at the University of St. LaSalle Gymnasium in Bacolod City on Monday. Nasa Iloilo po tayo sa Pasay City. Thank you so much for joining us today sa aming coverage dito sa Cuneta Astrodome in Pasay City. For my partner, Coach Christian Lawanzan, for our courtside reporter, Ms. Sam Coloso, and for all the hardworking men and women of our production crew, this has been Javi Palanya saying good night from Pasig City. Ito ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.
Basketball League.